Hi, I'm Richanda, and so I'm going to be doing a video request. It's just kind of a funnier one, I guess. So it's called Ant People in the Gym Request. So it says, here's a really funny one to answer on your next YouTube video. Explain what you'd be tempted to do if you were in gym class one day wearing just socks and everyone in your gym class shrank down to ant size. Well, it depends, right? Well, I'm not in gym class, but I'm imagining. Like a mixture of people in class, and so some people you'd pick them up and play with them, or I would, and some people I'd stomp on, some people I'd kind of push around with my big foot, maybe kick one of them like a soccer ball. Then it says, explain how you'd accidentally squish some of them flat beneath your stocking foot and how you'd notice afterwards. We're just gonna be walking around, and since everyone's so small compared to you, you'd hardly even see them, right? So, kind of just step on them, like I'm sure lots of people accidentally did to bugs. And I don't even know if I've noticed afterwards if they were that tiny. Maybe I'd notice when I was taking my sock off and there's like a patch of blood. Or if I noticed a mini person, then I'd be like, whoa, I stepped on one. I see. Or maybe a spot on the ground, although you probably won't notice. The next part is, explain how you purposely step on some of the people in gym class and what part of your sock would they stick to and why. Okay, so I'd purposely step on them by either stomping or kind of squishing my foot like that, to grind them into the floor. It's a little evil. Yeah, probably like that. I can't think of anything else that I would do. And why? Oh, what part of my sock will they stick to? Probably around here, where does it indent, right? And then maybe your toes, but I hate when stuff around my toes, so I'd probably try and get them here. Okay, and why? Well, they stick to that part of my foot because I hate stuff stuck to my toes, so I'd make sure I step on them with that area. Okay, and then it says, would they be seeing a giant dirty white sock above them last, and why would they be scared of it? Okay, well, yeah, they probably would, because when you're doing, when you're working out, you get all sweaty if you're working hard, so it'd probably be dirty, stinky. Yeah, smelly, I guess. So I think they'd be scared of it because, first of all, it's this huge foot way bigger than them, and they know they're gonna get squished just like how they squish bugs. And yeah, I don't know. Just know you're gonna die. Okay, explain how you trap some of them underneath your stocking foot to make them smell it. I think between my toes, which I hate, but especially between my big toe and the torso. Or maybe I'd have one between all my toes. But I hate stuff between my toes too. It's smell. Gives me the shivers actually. Oh, what if it's in stocking foot? I guess you can't really spread your toes. You could I guess put them in between your toes and put the stocking over. Okay. What would they be experiencing under your sock-covered foot, and how they finally get squished flat? They probably think it's stinky because, first of all, you have this huge foot and you're teeny tiny. My feet don't stink, but maybe to an itty bitty tiny person. They would. Especially if you're like right up against it, right? And it finally gets squished flat when I decided to finally stomp on them, but I won't let them know when. I'd make them scared by by making them wonder the whole time when I'm going to stomp on them. The next one is explain how you'd grind some of the tiny people deep into the fibers of your socks. I'd stomp and then like move my foot like kind of for a long time, probably like 30 seconds to a minute, so they're really like grinded in there. Next one is, would they be easy to spot on the bottom of your white sock, and why? Probably not, because unless they're like a big bug, like a gross spider or something. But the tiny ones, no, they would be hard to spot because it's hard to spot like ants and stuff when you squish them, like they're tiny. Okay, where am I? There's so much. Also, explain how you try to step on some of them that tried to run from you and how you know if you got them. Okay, well I'd probably stomp really hard every time I step down, and you'd see like little things that look like bugs, but they'd probably be wearing like colorful outfits, so you know that's them, and you kind of chase after them and stomp, and just stomp until you get them. And I don't know how you'd really know if you got them. I guess you'd have to like bend down and like look, or maybe look at the bottom of your foot. Okay, the next part is also explain how you'd squash some of them by putting them inside your gym shoes and putting them on. Okay, so I'd pick them up by their little heads and like kind of shake them and chuck them in my gym shoe. Pick up the next one, kind of shake them, chuck them in my gym shoe. And then, so I'd make sure there's like at least 5 of them in there. And then I'd slowly put my foot in to scare them so they have time to run all the way to the part where your toes go in the shoe. And then I'd kind of like push. And then I'd kind of shake it like this, or like that, so they're all over the place. And then I'd start walking and they'd be scared. How would you walk around with them inside your shoe, and how could you tell if they were getting squished? I think you'd maybe be able to feel it, like, or maybe, no, you probably wouldn't hear a little tiny crunch if they were that small, but I guess you never know. And you'd probably be able to feel them, although I'm not sure about that either. But yeah, yeah, maybe you'd hear like a little noise or crunch or something. And then, would it be fun to wear a tiny person inside of your shoe, and why? Yeah, maybe it would be. I mean, if you didn't actually squish them, like it was a real person who used to be big, and they kind of like ran around and hung out like in this area where it indents and like toe area, although I hate, like I said, I hate the toe area, but I don't know, it'd just be kind of different, I guess. And then, so I'll show you guys where the tiny people would stick to. So I think a lot of them would stick here because you can kind of grind like that. I think maybe some of them, they think they're short enough to go under like the indents when I try and squish them. But when I go to squish them, I think they get squished, some of them, because they're too tall. My big toe, probably, because it sticks out pretty far. It's crazy. And then like this kind of area. It wouldn't be in this area because that kind of indents. And not like right directly in between my toes because they could just like go through that crack and then like jump up and run all over my feet. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So like I said, like kind of this area and this area and this area. Maybe my little toes too. But yeah, so I wouldn't really squish them. This is just kind of like a funny video request. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.